Welcome to Soul of a Nation. I'm Taraji P. Henson. Okay, take a deep breath, because tonight we're gonna spend the next hour in Black joy, 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 joy. Through pain and struggle, Black folks have always had the strength and the audacity to find joy. Tonight, we'll show you that even during the pandemic, Black artists constantly push the envelope to show us a whole new view of the world, or just make us burst into tears with laughter. Songbird and actress Cynthia Erivo gets real on tackling the roles of American icons, and she's got a performance you don't want to miss. Plus, we're back in the kitchen, chopping it up with Black female comedians. And later, a special moment of joy to top it all off. But first, with most of us on the front lines or stuck at home for a year, you gotta find good laughs and good music where you can. And some people made it a lot easier for us. Here's ABC News correspondent Alex Perez.
Come on. Very funny coming to the stage. You see him on America's Got Talent. He's a regular on the Joe Rogan Experience. Give it up for Michael Yo!
Pandemic is crazy, man. It's crazy. We're all stuck in our cars, but I will tell you this. I am seeing things I never thought I would see in my entire life. I never thought me and two Black friends walking into a bank would be told to put on a mask.
One thing I base my comedy off, telling real stories and explain the pain, the joy, and what we go through every single day.
Struggle's real, man.
Speaking of pain and struggle, your battle with COVID.
I literally thought I was gonna die.
It's been a tough year for funny man comedian Michael Yo, as it has been for so many in the country dealing with an unprecedented lockdown, division, and disruption. But for Michael, there's always been one way to process struggle: find the joy.
I'm playing, Seven.
Laughter brings everyone together.
My mom was born and raised in Korea, South Side. Now we know who doesn't watch the news in this parking lot.
Michael Yo's stand-up often draws from his personal life, raised by a Black father and a Korean mother. How does a funny man find funny things when so much bad seems to be happening out there?
Well, that's our job.
What makes you laugh? What brings you joy?
My dad and mom make me laugh all the time. And then they give a real perspective on life. My dad, having to go through segregation, still got a PhD in nuclear physics.
And trust me, I heard every stereotypical joke you could hear.
In his 2018 special, Blasian, jokes about race often front and center.
Like a kid came up to me and went, "Hey, yo, you know you're the only guy that can steal a car and wreck it on the way home?"
I went to a predominantly white high school, as I believe you did. Do you remember your dad talking to you about being a Black man and what that means?
It's as simple as my dad telling me the story where he had to march to eat at a restaurant. And I think that's so important, is to know the struggles of your parents.
I'm learning a lot because my mom's an immigrant. She had me just a year after she got here.
My mom's a very strong woman, too.
3 different spas targeted, 8 people killed.
6 of them Asian.
Yeah, the number of Asian hate crimes has really exploded.
Although racism against Asian Americans has always existed, the past year saw a sharp rise in targeted attacks, one of the deadliest in Atlanta, with the fatal shooting of 6 Asian women. In his past, Michael recalls being subject to both Black and Asian slurs.
All my life, it was like, what are you?
How would you respond?
I went to my dad. Dad, they're calling me names at school. And my dad would be, at least you can go to school, There's gonna be pain, there's gonna be struggles. Just don't let those names bother you and keep pushing.
But my dad loves fountains, man. I can't take him to the park because he has to drink out of every fountain. He's like, I earned this, son.
Michael was just starting to headline clubs across the country when the pandemic hit. The loss from COVID-19 was staggering. More than 500,000 American deaths, with minority groups disproportionately affected. Black Americans 2 times more likely to have died than whites.
I'm reading all the stories. I'm seeing all these stories of people dying alone. They don't have family in there, man.
Last March, it all hit home for Michael when he became the first COVID patient admitted to the hospital in Burbank.
We were at a show and then started to feel sick. What happened?
So I was in New York. I performed at this comedy club out there. And I came back home, and 2 weeks later, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe.
So you're literally laying in bed and you can't...
Gasping for air. Gasping for air. My wife calls 911, so I'm laying in the front yard. Ambulance shows up, puts me on an oxygen machine, and literally, I put my hand to the window, and my 3-year-old son put his hand on the other side, and I just started crying. My temperature got to 104.8. They were just trying to literally save my life. I overheard that one doctor says, we can't put him on a ventilator because he's gonna die. And that was the realization of, oh, I could die in here alone. I was scared of never seeing my kids again and them not knowing how much I love them. My wife would drive by every day.
Hi, baby. Hopefully you feel our presence as we drive by and we're thinking of you. Say hi to Daddy, Oliver. Hi. We love you, baby. So much.
Michael spent 8 long, miserable days in the ICU before he finally beat the virus.
We're here on Earth for a short amount of time. It's what you're gonna do with it.
And that has been highlighted by COVID, and I think also the last year or so, the racial reckoning that the country has been going through.
I travel the country where I know there are all types of different people. You got racist people in there. You talk about walking into a room with a smile, because if you can make somebody laugh, at least they're listening to you. I'm trying to, through my comedy, celebrate differences, but also show people that you could take a person that didn't really understand your struggles or problems, and now they understand.
Black artists have had a history of creating joy during tough, perilous times. From Dick Gregory to Dave Chappelle, who came up with his own unique way to keep his stand-up going, socially distanced shows on farms in Ohio.
So what's you guys? You a black and white friend hanging out? Do you guys know each other? It's gonna be a quiet car ride home, isn't it? That's good. I'm just kidding. Enjoy your riots.
But it hasn't only been comedians, but also musicians bringing the joy. We've had legends like Aretha Franklin, Nina Simone, and Marvin Gaye.
It was about music that uplifted your spirit. At the end of the day, the music that resonated with people was music that touched their souls. As a DJ and as talent, you know, I was so used to being on the road, and when we were hit with, you know, to stay at home, people needed to find a way to still feel connected.
The screens we stare at became a haven for Black expression. Creators stuck at home were nonetheless coming together, offering their art as a means of healing, catharsis, and escape. We had Lizzo's flute meditation, Erykah Badu with her band at home, classic matchup versus battles with the who's who of Black music royalty.
I was Grammy host and now I'm homeschooling. You too.
And even Alicia Keys reminding us to wash our hands.
Hand sanitizing, social distancing.
Derek Jones, better known as DJ D-Nice, remembers the day he was hit with inspiration.
I was at home and just feeling like a little bit lost. I woke up that morning and decided to log on to my IG.
And from that moment, an epic virtual dance party was born, Club Quarantine.
We got 100,000 people in here rocking with us right now. This is absolutely insane.
Every week attracted more and more people, including celebrities like Stevie Wonder, Michelle Obama, and Oprah Winfrey. Club quarantine allowed people to dance through the fear and uncertainty around them. As we pass the one-year anniversary of the lockdown, there are some reasons for hope. Vaccines are being rolled out by the millions. D-Nice recently DJ'd for a full 12 hours straight to celebrate Club Quarantine's birthday.
It's just been important to provide just a source of inspiration for people to keep going.
And Michael Yo has returned to the stage despite almost dying, getting his message out one laugh at a time.
This is a true story. That's right, I had OG Corona. I had Mike Tyson in his prime Corona. I had 5G Corona, people.
And that's the beautiful thing about comedy. Real stories, real emotion that makes you laugh, that takes you on a journey that you can't get anywhere else.
So I made it, man, and we're here doing comedy. That's what's up. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.